Have you ever wondered what the back room of a professional sewing shop looks like? Well, today is your day to find out. I'm gonna let you in. Now, is it a real sewing shop if you don't have a jump scare right when you walk through the door? I don't think it is. This is basically where we kind of ditch the dresses after we've met with a client. We just hang them here and they're gonna be sorted later. Whenever I do a sewing room tour, I make sure to make it look as authentic and workable, I guess, worky, I don't know, because I want you to get the most realistic version. You usually kind of see the pretty stuff, but I really wanted to kind of dig through and show you what everything is. So this is our cutting room, as you can tell, and there's lots of supplies in here. They're not props. I really like having my channel be ran from a true sewing shop. So all of these things are real. So I'll just give you a lift up here and let you see. We have stuff in all of these jars. And I'll just show you a few things that are super good solutions when you do a lot of sewing or professionally sew. These are kind of cool. So these work like this. They're kind of like veil hooks. So we've got our coat hanger, right? Well, you slide this on here and it allows you to either hook an accessory on there, or you can even hang a second hanger on there. These we call veil hooks or accessory hooks. You can just clip it to whatever needs to hang in there. They're so handy. The hooks that we use in a professional shop are usually a little bit bigger and stronger than what you find on mass manufactured clothes. Look at how big they are. People are usually shocked by that. They work so much better. This is what your button looping looks like before it's sewn in. Here's how we hang our beads. This light's a little harsh, isn't it, for recording? So a lot of times people ask, like, why is your sewing shop so dark? And it's actually not super dark. These are really bright lights. They're a little bit overboard for filming or photographing any type of sewing because it tends to blow out the whites and the ivories. Also, I love to work with it a little darker than this. I am a little migraine prone and light sensitive, so I don't like these overhead fake feeling lights. But this whole section here that you see in my video all the time, all of these baskets have real purposes, and I'll show you what they are. So they're labeled discreetly so we don't have words kind of screaming at us. This is not all the bust pads. This is just a handy little amount of them in here. I'll show you later where we keep the other bust pads. Again, I make sure whenever I do a sewing room tour, I don't like to clean up before I do it because I feel like that takes away the understanding of the way the room functions. So we keep tape just as handy as just about anything else. Here's ribbons, so many ribbons. And these are books that I actually know and love. Oh, this book is amazing. So is this one. It's full of beautiful lace. So yeah, we kind of just ditch our stuff here when we're working. Look at all this stuff. This is just stuff that we need to have on hand when we're sewing and cutting. This is mostly where we cut, and these drawers really have our different size shears, scissors, and nippers in there. I do have a sewing project in here I can't wait to share with you guys. So underneath here, we just have our general fabric storage that we pull from really often, or that we've worked with really recently, and it might need to be put upstairs in longer term storage. Ooh, I want to talk to you about the ironing station. This is kind of how we have it set up. This is a boiler iron, so we've got hours worth of water in here that can come out as needed. And a lot of our pin cushions, you'll find they're not like super fancy and store-bought or anything. We just make them. A lot of pro seamstresses or enthusiasts will use bus pads even as pin cushions. That's really common to see. So I just pinned some black felt down here. Here's my hams, all of my tailor's hams and my clapper. I have videos on all of this, how to use this stuff, guys. This is what really gives you a professional finish when you're sewing. Now this is my Franken ham. Let me tell you about my Franken ham. So this is a traditional ham. It's got wood, it's got sawdust in it. Nice and solid, but I took the pattern for a cup and stuffed that with white oak sawdust. It's very solid. And look at how I sewed it down. I always say this is like Gulliver's Travels. But yeah, so they have bust hams that are just the round cup with a wood base, but I really prefer this because it's lifted up a little bit higher, so I can use it for other functions, and it can work for a larger cup as well, but we can use this in kind of different angles to get the shape that we need. So let me show you what is in our bin underneath here. Again, this is not aesthetic. This is not stuff that I just show in my videos, which are, you know, typically a little bit more soothing and pretty. This is the real kind of stuff. We use the black cardstock to slide up under lace so that when you sew, your needle just scratches along it. And you can really see what you're doing, and you won't accidentally go through multiple layers. You'll just sew that top layer. We even have shoe stretchers in here. Yes, you can actually put these in the shoes and steam the shoes and make them a little bit wider for a client. So we do have shoe stretchers in there. This is the glove. I do have a video, guys, on how to press and steam velvet. So I show you how to use this for working with velvet, and then also how to use this. We have to be really careful not to get poked by that. Yes, that is like 100 pins sticking out. Oh, I get asked this all the time. This is what I use to clean my iron. We just cleaned it today, actually, the sole plate of it. There's a adhesive spray that we have under there. So, lots of fun stuff. And we really do use this wall, the hooks on the wall. This is so handy. So when we have brides coming, we have their dresses all lined up in a row for them. I don't know if I ever really show any details of this mural, but that's what that looks like. The artwork up there. All right, let's go deeper into the back. This is actually our break room, and I just wanted to show you we have a lot of dresses that our gown cleaning girl, she just finished boxing yesterday, and we've reached out to them to pick up, so they haven't been put away yet. But yeah, they'll go upstairs in the dormer room, and I'll show you some footage of what that room looks like, where they're going to be. They were stored there, and we've pulled everything out because we're going to paint it and put in shelves, and then we're gonna put them all back in. Next is everyone's favorite room. It's the sewing room. And let me show you kind of our setup here. This is a telescoping extendable magnet to pick up pins or anything that's been dropped. And we keep a staple and pins handy and stuff for when they're amending the tickets. So these dresses all right here in these bags, they are all due within the next week or two. So we pull them from the long-term gown storage that's upstairs, and I'll show you that later in the video. We pull them from there and we have them here, and they're all lined up and ready to be, you know, sewn, prepped, inspected, whatever needs to be done for next week. The lighting in here, I know it's not great for videography, but oh, I love it so much better. We're back into the natural light here instead of that ugly fluorescent light in the other room. Actually, the light in the other room is LED. I'm sorry, it's not fluorescent, but it feels like that. So this is basically, like it says, B cups, because that's what we have most of. And then we have them kind of organized by their shape. And then we have our thread rack here. Here's my begonia maculata, one of my favorite plants that I have. I just love her spots. She's so pretty. So one thing that people love to see in here is the rigging system. It's not pretty, but it sure is helpful. So we just make sure that we have a set of ribbons coming down with some type of S-hook or hanger or something on each one. And they're all basically like to the left of a machine. So we can hook the dresses by the hang loops and we can raise them or lower them. So here is my home serger. It's a home model, and she has been working in a professional sewing shop for over 20 years now. Go Janome. Hey, sponsor me. Here is our singer that is set up for doing applique, free motion kind of stitch. That's all she does. A lot of times you'll find in a professional sewing shop, and it's not every shop, but it's really often, you'll find that each machine only has one job. There she is, my crown jewel. She's a Juki DDL 5550N, and she only does a straight stitch. You can also free motion with her, but in terms of directions or the width of the stitch, it's only straight stitch for this girl. This is our little bustling station. So we have hooks and loops in here, some hypo cement, some thread that's about to run out, some wax for waxing our threads. We have these wonder clips that either have an H on them or an L on them. And that represents the hook or the loop for the bustles. And you'll notice everything is covered in dust. It's a sewing shop, so there's like fibers everywhere. And this is right above my main machine. We have, they call it the rat tail. We have this super narrow ribbon that I like to use for making new hang loops. And I keep my often used colors up here. This is my big cone for invisible thread. And this is a desk vacuum for vacuuming up beads or fuzz or whatever off of the sewing table. The oil I use on my machines. cover stitch machine. This one's for looks. There's very few machines like that around here. And this is a multifunction vintage machine. We love her. And these are all of our itty bitty lace scraps that we might need. And all of our buttons organized by size and color. Here is my recording studio where I do my voiceovers and editing. Basically where I get accused of being AI. Just for a sense of context, this is a full-time sewing studio. We specialize in bridal and there's 4 of us that work here. Tell me in the comments, what kind of sewing do you do? I would love to hear. Oh, and I have a gift for you. I'll pin it in the pinned comment down below, but if you go to bridalsewing.com, you can get a free hems identification guide. So this is the coolest room. We are currently renovating it. You can hear the echo. Oh my gosh, I love this room so much. In fact, we're gonna do a photo shoot here in this corner before we complete the renovations. But we're gonna put shelves in here all along this whole area for the boxed gowns. But look at this, it's got the old vinyl flooring, like the original old vinyl flooring. So we're definitely not gonna tear that out. We're just gonna clean it. We're gonna pull all this amazing old wallpaper down, gonna pull it down and clean the walls and paint them. So it'll be a nice fresh little place for all of our gown boxes. So here is this other corner. And this is such a cute little closet. I know you can't really tell for scale, but it's only about as tall as me. So yeah, super cute. And that's my grommet press, my grommet table. So this thing is a beast. It's so helpful. I love it so much. I use it for making corsets. And just a FYI, it's a big thing right now online. More and more people are calling them corsets, and they're called corsets. That's all, corset, not corset, E-T-T-E. So if you've been wondering how to pronounce it, it's pronounced corset. So yeah, this wallpaper fell off. That was kind of sad. Let me show you the windows. It has the original windows in here. The wood ones with the they have like the rope sash in there. They still work. And basically what we'll do is we'll have blackout curtains. We'll kind of insulate the windows a little bit since we'll be storing gowns in here. All the windows are so drafty. Here is the gown storage room. I'm gonna hold the camera low so that I don't dox anybody because every gown has the client information on it. But these are all of our gowns that we're working on. So it's so funny. I had a bridal shop owner stop in the other day, and she was asking if I needed any advice on how I can, you know, get more clients and take on more clients, and I'm like, no, actually, thank you so much, but we're packed to the gills, and this is too deep. Okay, so there's another rack behind there. These I just pulled out the other day. These I actually own. So you'll see a few of them outside of the bags because I needed to reference the fabric for something. But yeah, these are our gowns. It's a room full of Z racks. They're called Z racks for any of you who are interested because the base of them are shaped like a Z, so that when they aren't full of dresses, you can just push them together and they nest together real nicely. And they are considered, these are considered bridal height. So they have this extra extension right there that gets them up to 6 foot so that the bags are not dragging the floor. So if you have racks and the bags are dragging the floor because they're standard, you can actually just purchase these extensions, and it gives it an extra 12 inches to get them off of the floor. So little pro tip there, but it's really nice because you can roll them however you need, and that's what allows us to stack the racks in here, multiple racks in here. So there you go, the gown room. Here is where we clean the gowns, and we have like a pulley system that hooks to a cleat over here on the other wall. And I go into this setup in my gown cleaning and box preservation course. But yeah, it's kind of a mess in here. I'm not going to show you the whole room. It's just like solutions and chemicals and cleaning stuff. And then our linen storage and whatnot. I hope you like this. I enjoyed my visit with you today. Now, YouTube knows you and it knows what you love. So it knows that you're gonna love this video and you're also gonna love this video. Don't forget, hit subscribe so you don't lose track of me.